So what do tractors have in common with jet planes, you ask? Well, absolutely nothing. But stick around, because later in the program, I'll show you why these tractors and those pickup trucks have a lot in common. But first, back to the jets. Now picture this. You're getting on board a commercial aircraft and you notice this sign above the pilot flight deck that reads, "Pilot Trainee." Huh. I don't know about you, but I'm getting off and waiting for the next flight. Now, of course, this would never happen at an airport. So the question is this week, why should it be any different when driving an automobile? Before an airline pilot is allowed to take to the skies with or without passengers on board, he or she has already logged hundreds of hours of flight time in a simulator.
The simulators are so real that we do the entire training in this room, in this building, and qualify on type. That is, the Ministry of Transport come in on the last session and qualify the pilots, sign their licenses, and from that point on, we are qualified to fly a real aircraft for the first time with you as a passenger. That's the first time we've seen the aircraft, literally. And then we come back every 6 months for a 2-day course where we literally cover the entire course over a year.
Peter Cutsey is a 30-year veteran with Air Canada, and he believes there's absolutely no reason why simulator technology cannot be used for driver education.
I sure do, and I feel much safer in an aircraft. That's why I think the importance for drivers to be introduced to driving in a simulated world first, so they can appreciate the real world when they get to it.
North American Van Lines has joined the real world with this mobile driver simulator. A group led by Guiding Lights Technology recently brought the simulator to Canada to demonstrate that simulation is now ready for driver training. The simulator costs $300,000, but Guiding Lights believes it's a bargain when you consider that over 1,100 motorists die each year in Ontario alone, costing taxpayers over $9 billion.
A study that was done by North American Van Lines using this very simulator over 3 years showed that drivers that had some training on a simulator had a 22% less accident rate than drivers trained in the same program but with no simulation. So what we took was a 3% factor to be very conservative, and based on those figures, 3% would save 33 lives a year. It would save $270 million a year of $9 billion, and that's what we're hoping to get the government interested in. Not only saves lives, but it cuts costs which the taxpayer pays for.
Okay. And it goes immediately to an overhead view. I've spent about 3-4 years on the road, held several operating positions at North American Van Lines, and got involved in driver training in 1983, as a matter of fact. We can go in and set up the environment. We can set up traffic aggressiveness, traffic density, visibility, either clear or the availability to roll fog in on the driver. And we can throw in mechanical failures such as oil pressure drop, brake pressure loss, tire pressure loss, overheat the engine. One of the things that is an advantage with simulation technology is that you can have an objective measure of the driver's performance. You're still not ignoring the human factor, and you still need instructors, and we're not using it as a substitute for training or driving in a real truck. But it's just an additional tool in the trainer's bag of tricks. Okay, here comes the merging car. Oh, this time I didn't react quick enough and I hit him on the tail end.
I have 3 young boys, and there's going to come a time where they're going to have to learn how to drive. And if I have a choice of either bringing them out and giving them the car keys and teaching them myself, or taking them to a simulator, the choice is very clear. I will take them to the simulator every day because I see the results of that in my career, and I see what happens with proper training.
Oh well, call a wrecker.